Perfect.
Have you ever recorded? How do you know that you're recording? Oh, there it is.
It's got the red line going around.
Ah, cool. Fred Talks Fighting. Here
You're
we
big
are.
time, Ariel, so you don't have to worry about this. Whereas us little people, we still have to worry about everything.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I have never done a self-interview thing, like even from the early days. You know what I used to do in the early days? I used to go on Craigslist, and so like let's say I was in a random city like Chicago, I would go on Chicago Craigslist. You know what Craigslist is, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the kind of the dodgy second-hand website from America.
Okay.
In Britain, we don't have that. I guess in Britain we have like eBay or Depop.
Yeah,
There are second-hand
find
ones.
people who offer their services on Craigslist, and I would find local cameramen / editors, and I would always have someone holding, but sometimes that would turn into a nightmare because like they wouldn't upload the videos in time. I would rely on them. So that's how I thought to do it, but I think this is great. I mean, we could see ourselves right there.
Perfect.
Fred Talks Fighting. This guy's traveling all over the world. He's wearing the red shirt, not the red jumper. He's got an iconic laugh, dare I say, right? Is it not iconic? Is
Maybe,
it real
I don't
to
know.
laugh? Do you really laugh like that?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. But the hair has changed. The color has changed.
Well, no, last time I interviewed you, my hair was like this, I
Was
believe.
it?
Yeah.
What happened to the blonde?
Well, the thing about it, you basically what happened, right? I'll give you kind of a little rundown.
Please.
You get it dyed blonde or
Yeah.
bleached, right? It's nice blonde for the first 2 weeks, then it goes dirty white, and then it goes just dirty colour.
Okay, so then you got to shave
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Then you do it all again.
Right.
And like when you're traveling a long time, you don't have to go. It's quite expensive to get it dyed. So when you're traveling all over the world, yeah, that sounds really douchebaggy.
Wow.
No. When you're traveling a lot of the time, you don't have time to go pay money to go get bleached.
Sure.
And any barber anywhere can do a buzz cut.
Yeah, you were in Nashville, then you're hanging out with Mams at his mansion over there, the
Oh, yeah.
ranch, whatever it is. I see you in L.A. with the female boxer there.
Elbrook. Yeah. Her
Elbrook,
team are out there as well.
She's kind of a big deal, right?
Yeah, Elk and Box.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, you're everywhere. Now you're in Dallas for Jake Paul and Nathan Diaz.
I'm excited. It's fun.
What a life.
It is
How
good.
old are you?
19.
What a life. Do your parents know that you're here?
I hope so. Yeah. They know.
Do you have to do one of those things where you get escorted onto the plane, or are you old enough? Nah, I did that.
The guy holds my hand as I walk into the plane.
Yeah.
Like, Fred, your seat's just there.
Yes.
Okay, I'll sit there. No. The plane journey is fun. I enjoy all of it. The
Oh my
traveling,
God.
the stress. It is a bit scary sometimes. The stress, like today when everyone's chasing around to Jake Paul.
Did he give you an interview?
I got one-on-one. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, Nikiska is a really nice guy. Jake
Yeah.
Paul's manager. I think when they did like a big media scrum, I was with my iPhone and I didn't really get a good shot or any audio or ask any questions. So Nikiska took me to the back in front of the whole team and did it there.
Wow. What was that like?
Well, it was quite intimidating because it's all Jake Paul's family and friends and team are in there, and then they're all chatting and about to start with Jake, and it just goes dead quiet. You can hear a pin drop.
Everyone's
I go, "This is Fred Beck and Fred was fighting," and like everyone just like goes quiet. And then when I asked about KSI, like you can feel the tension in the room.
You asked about KSI?
Yeah.
Ooh. And what happened?
Well, no, I just asked about KSI picking Jake.
Yeah.
But then I asked the question, what do you make of Logan Paul boxing on KSI's undercard instead of yours?
Ooh. It's a great question.
It was, but then the room got really tense in that, Ariel. I felt like, oh shit.
And what did he say?
He was like, oh, Logan Paul needs experience, so it's good he's on there. It was something along those lines.
Do you notice that sometimes they kind of like throw a bit of jabs at each other,
Yeah.
Logan and Jake? I asked them today if they would fight each other. I feel like they throw jabs at each other. What do you mean needs experience? Why can't he get-
Occasionally, I'm not too sure. Maybe in the olden days, but now, not so much,
Okay,
yeah.
fair enough.
I'll turn that light down a little bit.
Okay, why, are we too bright?
Yeah, there we go, that's better. For yourself, though,
Yes.
how are you been?
I've been great. We just finished our show. It was like about 4 hours and 50 minutes straight. That was a lot of fun. Could have gone another 4 hours, Fred, you know? All natural, too. I don't know if you know this about me right here. I'm very excited to be here. Last week, I was working for Showtime and TNT Sports. This week...
I saw you, Crawford Spence. I saw you on the stage.
Yes,
Yeah.
pretty cool, right? Not bad. Not bad for an MMA content creator. You know, they try to say that I'm a content creator as an insult. They try to say content creator is insult. Isn't that crazy?
Well, I'm not, technically. I was talking to some journalists the other day, and they're like, Fred, you're not a proper journalist. And I was like,
cares?
yeah.
Good for you. You make content.
Where's your Jake Paul interview? No, I'm messing. I'm messing.
Anyway, and then this week we are here for DAZN, also doing my show MMA Hour. It's going to be on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. This is a big week for Helwani. I don't know if you know this, but I'm pretty excited about it all. And get to work a Diaz fight. That's huge. He's a legend. Diaz has been fighting as long as you've been born.
How long?
19 years.
Oh, wow, it's exactly then.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's exact. It might be like 18, like something like in that range. He was in the UFC for 15, UFC alone, let alone all the other fights before that. So he's a proper legend, as you would say. By the way, who's your football team?
I don't really
You don't
follow
follow
football. When I was
football?
younger, I did, but now
Why? You anti?
not really. But I want to support something that I just find it so crazy how people get so involved in something they have no control over,
Sure.
and then it's so inconsistent as well.
What's the difference between having a favorite fighter?
Well, the fighters are a lot more consistent than football teams.
Football teams.
A football team can be on top of the world. It's like
Yeah.
a basketball team on top of the world one day and terrible the next day.
Sure.
Where a fighter would keep some consistency,
Or
hopefully.
you could just say a fighter can have an undefeated record and then get knocked out.
Yeah.
And then
Or you could say football teams play the big teams, and the big matches happen more often than the big fights.
all I'm saying is you rock with a lot of red, and Nottingham Forest is red. So if you want to jump on the bandwagon, that's my squad. I don't know if you know this. We're happy to have you.
Well, Lee Wood. A lot of people
Lee
diss me saying, "Fred, you don't cover professional boxing." I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah I don't, because lots of the time it is quite boring. But Lee Wood is fighting Josh Warrington.
Yes.
And that's your fighter.
Yes. Are you gonna cover that one?
Nah.
No, you can't be bothered. Is there one, like even last week, Spence Crawford, no interest in covering it?
There was, but in my mind, it's a business. If I was going to go pay hotels in Las Vegas, I was going to lose a ton of money.
Sure.
Pay flights to Vegas, hotels in Vegas, and I wasn't going to get a one-on-one with Spence or Crawford. I'd have lost loads of money.
What's your influencer dream fight? Like the ultimate, the apex of this whole damn thing, which I think started like 7 years ago this week. I saw, right? Didn't
Theo Baker fought Joe Weller.
Yeah. So like that was the proper beginning. Although I would argue Logan KSI was the proper beginning.
Yes, but Theo Baker, Joe Weller started it all. It's like the first ever boxing fight. I guess the dream one is the cliche is KSI Jake, so I won't say that one.
What?
Because that's the obvious answer. It's boring. Everyone's going to say that.
Well, no, and yet they're not giving it to us. You know what I find so interesting about the KSI Jake thing? What did the influencers like KSI Jake, Logan, what did they all say? Like, we're going to make the fights, we're going to all fight each other.
Yeah.
And now you're acting like pro boxers.
Yeah, I did think that. I did think that the other day.
That's what we want. KSI Jake, that's what we want.
Yeah.
Win or lose. By the way, win or lose on Saturday. Win or lose October 14th. That's the one I want next. Give it to me. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Wembley Stadium.
Well, KSI wouldn't do Tottenham Hotspur. He's an Arsenal fan.
Ah, come on.
Clearly, you don't know much about football, Ariel. You know that
course I
Arsenal
know.
and Tottenham are big
No, I
rivals.
know. Prime, Arsenal, Barcelona, Prime. He was like, no, I'm an Arsenal guy. Listen, you know why Arsenal is sponsored by Prime?
Because of JJ.
No.
And Mams.
No, because all they do is bottle it. Those
Wow, look at
bottlers.
all the hate you're going to get now.
That's right.
No, I would like to cover professional boxing, but my niche now is all the influencers.
Okay.
So you kind of got to stick to that.
Yeah.
And it's a business as well. So say I was going to the Lee Wood versus Lee Wood versus Josh Warrington fight. You pay a week of hotels,
Yeah.
a week of travel, a week of food, and so you just lose lots of money. And it's a business at the end of the day.
Can I ask
That's
you a
the
question?
thing.
Why have we not seen influencer MMA?
Because boxing is more lucrative and it's a lot more simple.
Fair.
I'll say that.
Look at this pro,
Would
right?
you agree?
Yeah, it's harder to just jump in there and do MMA. You got to learn the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu and the Muay Thai. And to your point, yeah, it probably is more lucrative. And also, like, the business of boxing is different than MMA, right? Like, you just start a promotion in boxing and you have your own show. And so I'm a fan to a degree of the influencer stuff. Like, I like when it's fair fights. I don't love all the kind of goofy, wacky, like, tag team stuff. I'm not a huge fan of that. I watched some of the Kingpin card. You know, obviously there was some controversial stuff. I would like. I have no problem if two people who are like amateur level want to fight each other, but I do think that they should respect the sport. And it's fun to have fun. And I'm a pro wrestling fan, and I'm good with all of that. But also, let's be honest. Like, there's a lot of young people who watch these fights, and so we have to like recognize that as
You
well.
should draw a line sometimes.
I think so. Yeah.
That's fair. That's a fair assumption. Are you going to be at KSI versus Tommy Fury in October? Are you going to be there in person?
TBD. Do you know what that means? To be determined.
TBC is to be confirmed.
Yeah,
That's what everyone says in the UK.
You guys say that, but here we say TBD or TBA. I would
TBC sounds cooler.
Okay, but that I'm not really waiting for a confirmation. I'm waiting to determine.
But you're
Do you think I
Ariel.
should
You're
be there?
Ariel Helwani. You can just walk in. Everyone's like Ariel.
Do you think I should be
your
there?
yeah. You're the main man. You're the number one reporter in the world.
I don't know about that. I don't agree. Who's the?
No. Combat sports. You are number one, Ariel.
That's not true.
Who's number one then?
There's a ton of great guys. There's legends like Max Kellerman out there, and
He's just boxing. Well, I guess a bit MMA, but he's just boxing.
Combat. Wrestling, MMA. Yeah. Who's the co-main for October 14th?
Well, I was just talking to Kiska, Jake Paul's manager. That happened in the Jake Paul interview. Well, they say that Logan Paul is meant to be the rumors are Logan Dylan Dennis. That's the rumors. And then you got KSI Tommy. They say joint main event, but one of them's got to go last,
Sure.
really. Which it probably
How do
will
you
be
feel about
JJ.
that co-main?
What, Logan and Dylan? Well, you did see a Dylan Dennis incident between me and him a while back, didn't you? Back in November.
I did not, because he's like instant change the channel for me.
Yeah.
So
well, you saw the street fight between Annie Taylor and Dylan Dennis.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Where he got
Remember the guy in the red stopping him happening?
That was you, huh? Jesus. I will say to Mams what I will say to you what I said to Mams privately. I can't believe he's going in that direction. I think that's crazy. What's the saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. We went through this already.
Yeah.
You're going again in that direction? Crazy, but God bless.
I guess this time they might do something with it. They might do something in the contract where
Sure,
escrow or money-wise, they will be smart about this time, I think.
Get screwed over.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. Just a couple more things before I let you go, though. Yourself, though, you gave me advice last time we spoke where you said, Fred, you should have your own show.
Yes.
Where you just do all influencers or all people in total.
Doing it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Has it started?
No. Well, I've been away for like the last...
Sure.
I had the Kingpin in Dublin, so it's been like 4 straight fight weeks.
Okay.
So I haven't had a chance
When
yet.
does it start?
We're hoping like around October time, so you can catch it in time of 23 KSI.
One thing that has always helped me, set a date. October 1st, October 15th. And then that will be your thing that you keep looking at. So what is it? Let's do it right now. What's the date?
I'll blimey, Ariel. You're already putting me on the spot today, aren't you?
I think the date should be October 1st. Times out perfectly 2 weeks before the KSI Tommy fight. It's perfect. October 1st?
October 1st. What's the date today? The 2nd of September.
Yeah, you got 2 months.
Yeah.
You can't get it together in 2 months? You're doing Zoom things already. You're already like...
It'll be a proper studio set, new guests on, people,
Where's
famous
the studio
people
gonna be?
in London.
You have the studio?
Kind of.
It's October 1st. Can't wait.
Ariel himself. I'm afraid to let you go.
Yes.
I don't know if I managed to catch you in the week because things get quite crazy. Any news on yourself, though?
News. Well, all this is not enough for you.
A little bit extra?
I do have something in the works that I'm very excited about and very proud of, but I can't quite announce it just yet.
When's your announcement?
I don't have a proper announcement.
Oh, wow, so you don't actually have a date then,
No,
do
I
you?
have
You do have a date.
Trust me, I got a date, baby. But not yet. But I'm very excited. This has been one of the most fun weeks of my life. So I feel very grateful and blessed and appreciative that I get to be here with Fred Beck of Fred Talks Fighting. What a time to be alive.
Certainly. There you go. Perfect. One last thing. I love the interview style. If you can do it with Katie Taylor on the Matchroom Boxing YouTube channel, where you have the lavalier microphones clipped to you and you're just going on a walk. I love that style.
It's my favorite stuff. Thank you for that. I love the walk and talks, they call them. I was in her manor. Katie's one of my favorite athletes. Very excited to hear that she's coming back November 25th in Dublin. Hopefully she rights that wrong. So let's see what happens. But yes, I've done that with Rampage in Japan. I did it with Eddie Alvarez in Philadelphia, with Bisping in London.
Bisping are doing cool.
Yeah, Mayhem in Central Park. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm happy to do them again. I hope to do more.
Right. Okay. That's definitely your favorite interview style, the walk and talk.
Yeah, like that studio stuff. Like in person is always better. It's no comparison.
Yeah. Kind of when there's no time limit. Oh, I feel really bad, but Jonathan Aki's waiting here.
No, he's actually said like last question 5 times. Yeah, I know.
You're such a big star, though, Ariel. It's an honor.
He said last question. I was like, okay, last question. Now there's a queue waiting up.
No, you're a big star.
I was trying to give you the exclusive, and there's now a queue. Everyone saw your light. But no, it's great to see you here. It's great to be here with you. First time we meet in person? Wow, I feel like I've seen you before. No? Maybe because I watch all your interviews.
Do you actually?
Oh, stop it with this.
What was the last one you watched?
Now he's just fishing.
What was the last interview you
did
watched?
one with this young journalist from Canada. A bit of a big nose, glasses, short hair. Does wrestling. You did a great one with him on Zoom. What's his name?
I would love to meet him one day. If I ever meet him, I'll sure get a photo of him.
All right, deal.
Ariel, thank you.
Legend. Thank you.
Perfect, that's it.